What prison was you in, lad, to call it a holiday camp? Have you been to an holiday camp? You've been to a Butlins, you've been to a Pontons, West Haven Sands, you've been to holiday camps, mate, yeah? How the f*** can you make the resemblance from a holiday camp to a prison? Davey boy saying it's a nightmare. It's a learning curve, mate. It's hard, but it's not too hard. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me just rephrase that. It's fun solid your first time as a kid. Some people don't go to jail till they're grown men. They've had a little bit of experience. When you're a 13, 14-year-old child getting dragged into vans by men, haven't got a clue where you're going, no phone calls, no rights because you haven't got a clue, and you're just put into some little dungeon of a cellmate and treated like meat, basically. Let me tell you right now, you are yourself. Not literally, but you get what I'm saying. Paul Gordon saying, how long have you done? What, in total? In total. I'm not on about the sentences. I'm on about jail done behind bars. In total, in my whole life, first sentence of 14. Say about 26 years in total. More than half my life I've done in custody, mate. More than half my life I've done in custodial settings. Yes, Ian, how are you, lad? Davey boy, you need to stay out, says Bell. I am, mate. My last sentence was 18 years. Done a 12 off it. Got out. No parole. No Cat D. Mappa 3 Tier 4. A tracker on my ankle. Curfew. Sign on twice a day, every day. That was in place for a good year. Them restrictions. Then again, they were in place right through. The only thing they relaxed was me signing on. During that period of licence, where they could have put me back into custody for 9 years if they wanted to, if it would have breached my licence. During that period, I had the police hell-bent on trying to get me charged up on any offence they could so they could breach my licence. I also had the drug dealers hell-bent making statements against me, going into police stations, trying to get me charged for offences so my licence would be breached. And that's no bullshit. Do you understand? I literally followed Danielle Lowe into Walton Lane police station and recorded her going in, and then recorded the arrest an hour later for threats to kill. Obviously lost the content, didn't I? But it was all true. That's what was going on. It was like the police and the local drug dealers, you know, the main men that have been in the game for years, like Big Dave Lowe. It was like the police and them were correlating to get me off the streets. That's what it felt like, you know, I'm not lying. Wearing paranoia. The way the drug dealers and the gangsters were moving in that city towards me, mate, they were moving like coppers. They didn't want me involved in nothing. They wanted me out the picture straight away, like. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, F1. What happens when you rock an apple cart, mates? And that's basically what happened with me, you know, people. When we stood our ground with that Philly Moore, when we stood our ground with him, we shook a big apple cart. You know, they were the main guys bringing major swag in. So when we're interrupting their little flow, everyone else is getting interrupted, and we were bad for business because we were just violent. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We were bad for their business. Not our business, their business. We're leaving for business, mate. But you understand what I'm saying, don't you? And then, back then when they're all, it was just like, it was the same group. But back then there was more groups casing us. Do you understand? So if you've heard about them Whitneys and all that, you know when you hear about them Whitneys. So when we went to jail, them Whitneys took over. That was the shout, okay? But them Whitneys have always, and still do, always grafted for Willie Moore. So when Willie Moore has took us out the picture basically, because he was still free for years, Willie Moore, when we're in custody. You know, we didn't get arrested like till 2 years after Craig's murder. He was still on the streets getting his graft boxed. So when we're in custody on our conspiracy to murder and all that, he's doing what he wanted to do, get rid of me, take the graft. That's basically the MO to it, mates. That was the motive, basically. So now we're in custody, me and half of my boys are in custody. Willie Moore's little Joeys, the Whitneys and all that little dirty clique staff around Anfield, terrorising everyone, getting it locked down. Mad, innit? How long have you been out now, brother? I got out in June 2016, mate. The 21st of June 2016. And my licence was up on the 21st of December 2018. No, 2017. We had 18 months licence. Still solid, mate. Solid that la. That was like the most difficult part. Yes, Kirky boy. Tony. That's like the most difficult part of the prison. Do you understand what I'm saying? The 18 years it weren't easy, but it was easy to handle for someone that's been in prison all his life, if that makes sense. So if I was one of these kids that's done a little 6 months for madness, and then at the age of 24 got himself a 22 wreck, he's getting a hit. It's going to hit him like a body shot. Do you understand what I'm saying? But because I'd been through the system all my life, when I got the long one, it was just like another sentence to me. It was just a bank sound. When I got the 18, it was like wow, I'm getting out. Unbelievable. Yes, F1. Yeah, so jail's just like, you haven't got to do it. And that's what you need to understand, lad. People think that it's part of the game. It's not part of the game. There's only one game when it comes to jail. And it's jail. You don't play games with your freedom, lad. Your freedom's priceless, even though you're locked in. Even though you're controlled by the state. Even though you can't withdraw your own money out your bank. Trust me, lad. You're better being in this open prison instead of that secure one. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look how many family members are in prison. Look how many relatives are in prison. Sons, brothers, cousins, aunties, uncles, sisters, kids, daughters, sons, everything. It's not just the chosen select people, you know. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It's part of life now, and that's the way they've made it. They've made people in our estates accustomed to that way of living. So if you've got you've got a bird on our estate and a fella's going to prison every other year, but she just takes it on the chin. It's part of life. This is what life's about. This is how we do it. But it's not. That's not part of life, that. But people are just making part of life as if it's normal. It's mad, lad. It's crazy. And I don't believe on taking your kids up to prisons neither. Don't take your kids to prison to visit the dad. It's part of his punishment. He needs to learn. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And this is what parents do and girlfriends do for the fellas when they think they're showing love and care, and they're standing on for the boyfriends and the sons, and they're being loyal, and they're doing what they can for them to make that jail comfortable for them. And they think they're doing the right thing there, you know, keeping it bam, when in reality you're alleviating the pain of the punishment on them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I go into prison, I've got nothing. My head is battered. All of a sudden I get a visit off my bird, and she's got me 3 rig outs, 3 pairs of trainees, a nice jacket that's worth a tour outside. I'm now feeling better. I'm now feeling better because I'm looking good. I'm not feeling good properly, but I'm on the wing, I've got me trabs on, I've got me decent jacket, I'm feeling a little bit better now. Do you understand? This is him getting comfy in jail. It's not that he's feeling better, you're just making it comfortable for him. When in reality, you want it harsher for him. So this kid now, he's looking at a 10, but he's not arsed. There's birds coming up, your kid, birds bringing his kids up, he's getting dough sent in, he's getting all the best clothes, magazines, newspapers. You're just making it very, very comfortable for him, to the point where he's not going to learn from it. He won't learn from it. That's why the majority of the lads go back. Do you understand? Because they're not learning, because it's too comfortable. And that's what they done. That's what the prison system done. They made it comfortable. Not for adults. Later on they made it comfortable for adults. But what they started using is the human rights laws to make prison cushy for young prisoners. When I was a YP and I went to prison, it was harsh as for me. Before my first time in prison, I was scared. I got out of that first sentence and went straight to the army recruitment office in Liverpool. Criminal record, too young, that's it. A year later I'm back in prison. Do you understand what I'm saying? But that first experience hit me right up. These days your kids are landing on wings where they've got couches. They've got 40-inch screens with a PlayStation attached to it. Do you understand where I'm going here? Half of the kids haven't even got that size telly in their family home. They're going to prison and they've got access to that they've always wanted outside. What they're committing crime for, they've got in prison. Everything, even if that kid's committing crime for drugs, they put him in prison. His drugs are in prison. And he just continues to commit crime in prison for his drugs, taking hits out on people and doing mad.